abusuafo memo kwa babiem dia ba nimdie news kasa fidi so ene ye hwe Ghana economy no said the nyomasi eko. The president of the republic has talked about restoring the economy, the macroeconomic stability of our nation, and with the measures are put in place as to say the beya you betimi restore the economy no there's a measures bebre and yensa Timi aka. Now, out of the measures, no, and you have expectations. So at the end of the day, after some measures, they go come utilizing or no, a bit to me, positive and then a good results. IMF, the International Monetary Fund, a year last year, July, and Ghana, the IMF said, "Yeah, got nice, I could believe of an economic crisis, and God being so good, Ghana were so fortunate." After all negotiations and then everything that went on, no, Ghana was so fortunate. The first level, now I know a staff level agreement. I don't know it was the first phase of the agreement between Ghana and then IMF to secure the 3 billion. And then moving on, no, and this year, Ghana, we were so fortunate again. After domestic debt exchange program and then the DDEP, that's the domestic debt exchange program, and then the debt restructuring program, all of it, no, meet all the requirements from IMF. It was a good news for Ghana. So in May this year, and the first tranche of the IMF, the IMF here and say. Sir, or the 3 billion in Nabemaye, na a beer yent me afa nye bota intia, or this can a mine, and ya de say a beto ye. And into the IMF and say, Sir 3 billion, Argentina, and a yent chim, na yam Magana, a year 600 million US dollars. Na the second tranche, and soon 600, na the third tranche 600, and 3 billion divided by 600, no, you would see, say, a year there, or 6 can about 5 times. 85 times in the first tranche, no, and the second tranche, no, and enkra eto ya so free. The finance minister hono actually said, IMF sabre kase no, omo eba abepiem e my Ghana mu na ba omo bepiem my Ghana mu reached to assess Ghana's economic recovery program on September 25th. Na ebra kind of ratade in some way to jano. Just odi kakra and so edi eka ho as to the man expect as on my Ghana nyoma etwase expect as on my Ghana every IMF for yanko na yenkote Ken Oforiata.
The fund will be here September 25th through the beginning of October. Hopefully we'll get a staff level agreement then, and then we'll go to the board in November of this year. What we have been able to do, as you know, is that the pressure by being successful at the fund enabled us to negotiate, a lot better. And I believe that therefore going through the mission in September, we should then successfully have a staff level agreement, and that will help us in our negotiating posture. I believe by year end we should be able to get through both the OCC of the Paris Club and also a long way in the Eurobond negotiation. You've seen in the past week we've completed the domestic debt restructuring, which we started because we've done the cocoa bills, we've also done the domestic dollar bonds, and then we've also been able to come to an agreement with the pension funds. So these are difficult, but one has to be calm about it, persevere, and we'll get there. I mean, so far we've been successful since July of last year, how far we have come compared to our counterparts in other countries. So yeah, a little bit of patience, but I'm extremely confident about the outcome.
He was addressing the media and now this answer we Ghana we have an expectation, and the expectation is that I'm about ebony and he expected coming to meet the staff level agreement no because if Ghana is able to secure the staff level agreement, that will help Ghana to move on to the next level. to go for the board approval because when that staff level agreement and then talking of the staff level agreement, I think as at now, many people, many Ghanaians, almost said the staff level agreement. And I say, staff level agreement. Ghana, prepare security free IMF. IMF, I say, on my Ghana, we have external debt, we have internal debt, and concerning the internal debt, and I'm so IMF, yes, Sadia, and they were introducing me a domestic debt exchange program. What's the word domestic? I mean, home, the internal one, and no, Osha Ghana, Yaka, deal or Yamaimwa, Osha companies, banks, and other institutions, idea on car. If you see it to me settle, and Untiabekaya. December 6th, and I kind of say, Ghana has we wakoto T-bill, ebia chese, bubunku for the pension funds, mama keka hono, yes, kano makoto T-bill, no mama keka honi nano. Musika na ke bia makoto T-bill, senke, disika, at the within 2 years, within 1 year, 6 months in the keka hono. Why not let us extend the date? Said the bayan ko sika nka obejeno yen pika mumu enfa tete ye kaide my god yen kwaje sa 3 billion no enfa emma emesiesie mamu enu ntina the introduction of the domestic debt exchange program no ede ebaye. And then again I was talking about the staff level agreement talking of the staff level agreement aye agreement across Ghana yen setimika eno no chere say between Ghana and then IMF as an institution, we have come and I say we have come to an agreement. Say Nyoma and I say you have come to an agreement to meet the requirement from IMF. Any requirement, and we are ready to meet the requirement. And see, after the staff level agreement, what we should expect a board approval. And see, the bayan say IMF wants to say Sikaya Obeji when the trust all day. And when watch on your mouth the they are requirement they just meet near mount on the bachelor say when also your crown son is economy the amount. And as economy the more we are, Nyoma say, and also this can and Jubasha after the first tranche was released to Omai Ghana, there was a group of people from the IMF about my Ghana. So Omobashe says one passes the Kayan Baji, Omudi Butayenti, and I said Butayenti on Bajino, I don't know Modeyana. I don't know, it was very good because 600 million they buy, we saw, even though said na the penny in idea, but Kakanka Yashasi to Tunima. So after the staff level agreement, Yaba agreement, the second step, say Yatimi no mania agreement navy, and Yati Omodiase, and a Monsiatia Diase, Yati Omurukament or Bade Banasin, to Omurukament, I say, and to watch his next. The next 10 years, Yabako for board approval. And if possible, and as I said, you may not to Tomua, yet in your call for board approval, and the next is Kana Anua Anna Eba, and for board approval, and I am a better case. Ghana will be a requirement, Mamutin in every my way, just Nina, I'm better kitchenina. I know, Anna in the message that kind of where they buy, not watch him as to Nyoma Michael Cool Born, Nadia Jacka, I might be to going for the board approval, and also far. Now, said the second tranche will be released to Ghana. And he said that Adana Meme Umuta Fula, what full story and America says, Sikay, how we take here up to 2025. And I am a discount because Kamea for every 6 months, and a Sabaka 600 million. And 600 million, 5 times. And after so you will 12 months, it will to chess 12 months more 6. And Tiafibia, she can be 1.2 billion amphibia, and 1.2 billion. Sa minu 1.2 billion, sa minu a 2.4, I think that a 4.4 billion. 1.2 billion, sa minu a 2.4 billion. 1.2 billion, minu 2.4 billion. And he said the new SC at 2.4 billion now. It will take us another year of 1.2 billion. We made 3.6 billion. 3.6 billion, no? Because I knew 3.6 billion into I dare say a better year for 3 good years, and I said 2.5 good years. And son, I said to me, I because already this month, this year, woman, you can't the first tranche. And then we are hoping to see a bit more meet staff level agreement on 25th of September. Going forward for the board approval, and we are expecting on November. Into November, no board approval abano. And honey about to your new market says you can be a bit near through January, February. And now to say the early stage of a year 2024. Into I want to say Ghana, Sikano said American 2025 in the 1.2 billion for each year, 2.4 billion for the 2 years, and then 2.4 billion, 600 million US dollars. And 600 million US dollars, no, and no, talk another year, the first half, no, and the first one is 2.5 years, and I'm 2 years, instead of paying it just once and for all. But IMF for intentions be said Ghana ya kwa IMF saa de bia kwaje bosia ne ya ko World Bank ne ya kwaje bosia ne ya fahani ya bosia ya ya mai kura no ne ya bosia tese be bi obefa bia mai Ghana ya bosia in some countries or at the time Ghana ne ya ko akokasa for the external data China nkwa as a country ka ya di omo no ne kaketwa 1.7 billion US dollars and this kaketwa na ne ka ho asem no Paris Club and just say, Tosha my Ghana more. I am a person of my Ghana. Near to me settle in debt. I want my Ghana. Near sounds so well structure the economy. And then again, wanting to restore the economy, it will be possible for Ghana. So, this is the update coming up from the International Monetary Fund that the finance minister has spoken about. We should expect IMF team to assess Ghana's economic recovery program on September 25th. And then going forward, to November, we shall going to seek for the board approval. If possible, then we shall expect the second tranche coming up from maybe January, February, or then March. We should expect the second tranche, that's 600 million US dollars.